friends get together so they can try things. You're invited to this podcast so that you can try things. Now we will stop singing so that we can all now try this.
Hello and welcome to Now Try This, the podcast where your boys Nick and Marcus, that's me, get together every week to try things.
Oh my God, Marcus, thanks so much for that wonderful introduction. You know what? Nothing was wrong with it. It was perfect. We can end the show on a high.
Wow. I mean, start the show on a high. Are we ending right now?
No. It's not going to get better than that. We got to end it right now.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Say goodbye, Marcus.
Good night, guys.
Guys, welcome to Now Try This. Like he said, I'm Nick. He's Marcus. We're two best friends. And every week we try something. Today we are trying one of Marcus's challenges. He has challenged me to watch Fear Street, Part 1. 1994. But before we get to that, just a couple quick things to get out of the way. If you want to, make sure to go check out our last episode of The Bachelorette that Marcus had to try. He had to re-ingratiate himself with Bachelor Nation.
Yes,
and before that, the week before that, we did Bo Burnham's Inside, but that one was a special one that came our way. Marcus, why?
That one was special because it came from our patrons over on Patreon. You want to join the Patreon and submit challenges for us to try, you can head over to patreon.com/nowtrythiscast. We are accepting challenges from you guys every month, and then we put them in a poll, and the patrons over there go and vote on them, and that determines what we do.
And guys, you still have time to get those August submissions in. We have seen some crazy things. We have done Cabaret, Hunter, P.S. I Love You, Bo Burnham's Inside, other challenges. We want to see strange, weird things. Please challenge us to do them. We are excited for almost anything. But if you can't give any money to the Patreon, even $1 to vote, that is more than fine. You please go ahead and follow us on everything at Now Try This Cast. We stream live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/NowTryThisCast. You can pick up those podcast episodes everywhere you get podcasts on Mondays. And what's actually really helpful, and Marcus, I don't know if you know this, we need a big push, like a big one. Like, what's the biggest thing you could physically push? Like, what could you, Marcus, physically push that's the biggest? Like what?
I want to say my dick so bad.
Ooh, don't say that. Oh, great. Good call. You avoided it?
I'm avoiding saying it. This is me not saying it.
4 Pokemon in the chat. Listen, if you have a challenge you want to do, go ahead and join that Patreon, and Marcus has to do it. That's the way it works.
True.
Go ahead and
join the
submit
Patreon and submit that into the Patreon. I'm gonna have to do it. Them's
Marcus,
the rules.
The big push is because I don't know if you know this. We have 95 iTunes reviews. We're so close to breaking 100.
100.
And you know what happens when you break 100? You know what happens?
What happens?
You're top tier. We're top tier.
Wait, like,
don't you? Yeah.
You just become top tier that easily?
Yeah, you get 100 reviews and just become top tier. Guys.
What an exclusive club that we could be a part of.
So you guys can go ahead and go to your iTunes account on your podcast apps on your iPhones, or log on the computer and give us 5 stars and leave a review. You can literally write anything. You can literally write what Tori's Pop did, 5 stars, and said 5 stars. 5 stars. Did I say 5 stars? 5 stars.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Tori's Pop. Or if you'd like, you can leave a nice thought review that we will read here on the podcast, like the Radio Boy did. And he said, unexpectedly raw, wonderfully engaging. Now Try This claims to be a show where 2 friends get together so they can try things. It's the description, the title, even the intro song is simply that. But in truth, that claim hides the raw and genuine energy these two bring to every episode of this show. They don't just try things. They use these topics to give their visceral takes on the human condition as they know it. Each new episode has been an utter treat, and I'm so excited to see what comes. The Radio Boy, thank you so much for your sweet, sweet words.
Hell yes. That was a very thought-provoking review. I am always impressed by the constant stream of wonderfully thought-provoking reviews that are left there.
For Pokemon, we are then unexpectedly raw all the time. Please enjoy the pod. Marcus, with all that stuff out of the way, before I again get to the topic at hand, I just have to ask. We usually don't do this. And maybe the answer is no, and I'm going to be super disappointed.
Okay.
Have you watched any more of The Bachelorette?
I have.
What's just give me one sentence or two, just to wet my palate about where we're at.
Okay. So Blake is a fucking snake, and that's honestly what I have to say. He's playing the game. Blake is playing the game harder than anyone else on that fucking show right now.
He's crushing it.
Thomas, all those people, they fucking failed to be manipulative, right? Blake, master manipulator. That guy, he's playing Bachelorette. This is his like third Bachelorette that he's like been a part of.
That's right.
He knows the game and he's playing it. That's all I can say. I hate him.
It sounds like you don't. It sounds like you guys don't like Blake. I like Blake. Lexi and I are rooting for Blake. We like them together, and I think he's gonna win.
Have you seen that? He might win.
Have you seen the edit he's gotten? He's like being painted as like nothing about. You might think what he's doing is manipulative, but that show is not editing it that way.
Yeah, no, I agree. They played like music that swelled and showed how romantic all the things he was doing, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" The editing is framing it in a way that makes him look like he's super romantic and awesome, but no. Ooh. He's manipulative as fuck.
Dash 9442 just said he has the advantage of knowing that he doesn't have to follow the rules. Honestly,
that's true.
She's right. And honestly, that's usually who does well on the show. Like you peeking back behind that curtain and saying things that like you're not supposed to say, and like that's totally like the way to go.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. You know what? For Pokemon, you're not wrong. He does give a little bit of little dick energy.
He does have little dick energy.
But in like a sweet way. Like I think it's like charming. Like I think it's like sweet. Anyway,
yeah.
I just wanted to see what you're doing, guys. If you want more Bachelorette, we will let you know what's going on at the end of the season, how we feel. If you want a special episode, if you want us to live react to the last episode, hey, go to that Patreon, donate, submit. Mm-hmm. We are open to new things. We will try stuff just for you. That's the name of the show. That's the name of the game. But Marcus, have you tried anything new recently? Have you had the time to embark in anything besides your love of The Bachelorette?
Okay, besides that, I actually did try something new, Nick, and I hope you aren't offended. But I started another podcast. That's the new thing I tried.
I'm deeply, deeply offended. Yes, I don't know how I cannot be offended.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Please,
but Nick, you know what? You're always my number one.
Tell Marcus he's a betrayed.
You're my number one.
I'm not with my number one anymore. That's not how that... Okay, well, all right. Please continue, I guess.
Okay, so it is called the Weirdzilla Podcast, where I actually go on with someone else who I did a previous shout out to. That guest spot I did on his show went so well, we started a separate podcast where we talk about the weird and strange things that go on in the world. And I would love it if you would go check it out.
Give me that name again.
Weirdzilla Podcast.
Guys, go check them out. Leave them reviews. Follow them on socials. They are friends of the show. Because Marcus is on it, I am deeply offended.
No, Nick's going to be on it too, baby. I'm getting him there.
I don't know. I don't cheat on my first love.
I'm bringing you over into my relationship, baby.
I don't do it. No, I'm so happy that you have another outlet. I'm so excited to check it out, as everyone else should too.
Mm-hmm. What did you try?
Don't even ask me if I've tried anything. I tried nothing.
I was going to ask you. Don't even ask you?
I cleaned my oven today. It took me an hour. I don't know.
Nick's being coy, but he's got shit brewing too. It'll come later.
I do, guys. Don't worry. You will see. Oh, you know what? I can do this because I have a show, and this is how this works. Guys, if you want to see me perform live, musical improv live, I will be performing on July 30th at the Magnet Theater. You go to the Magnet Theater, go to magnettheater.com. You can pick up tickets. We're doing Musical Megawatt. My team's name is Merrill. We are going to do a half an hour improvised musical live on stage. We don't know anything. You're going to give us a suggestion. We're going to make up a whole musical.
Hell yes.
Doesn't that sound riveting and amazing? Please.
That sounds awesome.
Buy a ticket. Check it out.
Hell yeah. If you're in the New York City area, go see Nick's show or else.
Oh, I guess I also I performed off Broadway on Sunday. I guess that's.
Oh my God. I guess what a big brag. Nick's over here saying, don't ask me because I haven't tried anything new, but it looks like you have.
I wasn't going to mention it, but Lexi mentioned in the chat, and I guess it is a big deal. I should mention it. I was asked to join the 8 is Never Enough improv troupe that performs at the Broadway Comedy Club, and I had my performance on Sunday, and it went rather well. Left at the things I did on stage. And you know what? I think they were only laughing at me about half the time.
At you? Laughter is laughter. However you get it, you get it. You know what I mean? It's fun.
I don't think that's
You're
true.
making people laugh. I think it's good. I think it's a good thing.
Whatever. Listen, guys, I will check out my website, more performances. Follow us on Instagram and stuff. I don't know. Maybe we'll shout it out. I don't know. Whatever. I don't like talking about what I'm doing. You know what it is? I do so much shit, right?
Yeah.
Like the podcast is the only thing that I like try to vigorously promote because it's important to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And if I was to shamelessly plug all of this stuff, I would be that guy. I would be like, hey guys, I'm doing this. Hey guys, check me out here. Hey guys, do this. Hey guys.
That's true. You got to pick and choose.
I make Facebook posts about stupid things just so I can talk about the podcast on my posts. So it's not only podcasts coming up on my feed.
Yeah.
You know? But I honestly don't even enough. I posted on Facebook today about the podcast. No one responded. You know why? Because I'm not posting enough.
No, it's because Fear Street is a challenge that no one wanted to talk about, I guess. But I do.
Oh.
And so do you.
Well,
you're forced to now. And that's the point.
Yeah,
of
I was
podcast.
about to say, at what point did I say I wanted to? I feel like I've been forced. I feel like that's the conceit of the show.
Be sure to share
Marcus,
when the OnlyFans drops for Pokemon Says, Nick. So let us know.
Well, maybe there already is one. Guys, follow me and everything. Maybe you'll find it. Secret links. You got to look for them. You got to look for those links.
There's like there's extra letters in your sentences that are just weird and off, and you put it all together. It leads to the secret website. I like it.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, you know, OnlyFans was created not for the sex industry. It has just been taken over by it. We could have an OnlyFans and do like,
true.
I don't know. What would we do? What could we offer? We could offer pictures of our meals every day. We could offer TED Talks on what we're experts on.
Oh no!
If you had an OnlyFans, Marcus, what would you do on it?
I don't know. I'll send pictures of my feet.
I feel like I was trying to set you up to not do that on OnlyFans.
Oh no, but like I would draw like smiley faces. I would start a play maybe. Like I would do Macbeth, but with my feet. I think that's what I would do.
Honestly, I would check it out. Marcus, what are we doing here today?
Nick, today we came here to talk about Fear Street. Part 1, 1994. And do you know why?
Tell me more. Literally, I have no idea, Marcus. Why did you give me this challenge?
Nick, I gave you this challenge before I saw it because I wanted to watch it.
You did a no-no.
I did a no-no. I wanted to watch it. We've done it before on the podcast. It's fine. There's precedent. And
every time we do, it's always a big mistake.
I was so stressed out with life and everything going on. I haven't had time for anything like personal really. And so I've been like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just say that we have to do this. And I will then force myself to watch this movie because I really want to watch it. I was excited about it because I grew up on Goosebumps. I was a huge Goosebumps kid. I loved it. I watched the show. I read all the books. I was a big fan of R.L. Stine. But Fear Street was always something that eluded me. Fear Street was a little older, and I was like a kid still. So it was like for teenagers and older kids, and I was too young for it. So Goosebumps was my jam, but Fear Street was more mature. It had real murder in it. It had like actual consequences. Whereas Goosebumps, most of the time, it ended with like, oh no, maybe something scary might happen later. But for the most part, everyone was fine at the end of the book.
Yeah. There's Goosebumps have it's that reset thing, kind of like a South Park thing. Like it usually feels like the world resets with just like a little thing that's a little weird. Yeah, but everybody's okay.
It ends where it started pretty much, but at the end, it's like, and then another dummy will show up in the episode, or like you'll hear Slappy laughing, or the monster's mask will be on a different person. It's like, oh, maybe they'll be the next bad guy. Who knows?
Say, what's your favorite Goosebumps book?
Oh man, I loved the Choose Your Own Ending books. I would read those over and over again and like go through. There was one that happened. It took place in a circus. And I think that was probably my favorite, just Choose Your Own Ending one.
Ooh, I don't think I read that one for very specific reasons.
That makes sense. But it was cool because you have to like, the way it was set up is different than the other ones. Because in the beginning, you have to pick items. You have to pick 3 items to take with you for the rest of the book. And there's the only items you had. So then the rest of the choices were based on if you took this item, turn to page 5. You took this item, turn to page 3.
Whoa.
So it was really cool.
Weird.
It was really different than the rest of them.
But so you like Goosebumps? Fear Street eluded you.
Fear Street, yep.
So you were just like,
Fuck
hey,
it. Let's go.
yeah, fuck it. Just
Hell yeah.
whatever.
I have been eager. Have you watched the old Goosebumps show? Were you a big fan?
Well, let's talk about Goosebumps for a minute.
Yeah.
It's relevant. I think I'm not obsessed like you are, but I read probably a fourth, maybe not a fourth. There's a lot of fucking Goosebumps book. I probably read like 20 to 30 Goosebumps books growing up. Loved the Choose Your Own Adventures. Read a lot of the classics, like whatever the mask one is called and whatever the dummy one is called.
Yeah.
Some of those. And I definitely watched the TV show. Watched a lot of that TV show. Watched some of the movies that came out. Love that shit. It was good. It was great.
Hell yeah. I agree. Goosebumps was fantastic. I watched the TV show. It was fantastic. The books were great. It was fun. It was so good for kids.
Though if I can say something maybe controversial.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I was more of an Are You Afraid of the Dark kid.
Fair enough. I know that people
way more of that
are in both camps. I watched
more. You gotta choose. I'm team Are You Afraid of the Dark.
I watched more Goosebumps because it was on Fox 5, and Are You Afraid of Dark was on Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. I was a Nickelodeon kid. I love Nickelodeon.
So,
that's fair. What was some of your favorites
of the episodes? Or
anything about Goosebumps?
Well,
or why'd you love it so much?
It was just easy reading. I feel like I grew up liking horror. I was raised on horror movies, but there isn't horror content for kids. I didn't have access to like adult horror books to read. And I used to read a lot more as a kid than I do now. And so Goosebumps was that like access to it, right? It made me feel mature. Right. It made me feel adult without actually being too scary for me. Granted, I was kind of scared of Slappy as a kid, but it was still very digestible.
Oh, Slappy didn't get me. I thought he was funny.
Slappy was pretty funny.
That wasn't one of mine.
But all the books have this like tongue-in-cheekness about them, right? Like they're fun. They're meant for kids, but they don't talk down to kids, which is really what you're looking for as a kid. You don't want to be told that you're an idiot, you know? You don't want to be like, this is a kid's book. You're a child and you're an idiot for liking this. It's you want to be respected.
You grew up watching Flavor of Love and I Love New York. A little different childhood than our watching Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Well, we've talked a lot about why you love horror, so we don't think we rehash that. But I do want to know, since you watched this new for the show this week, what were your expectations? How were you feeling going in? Were you like, I want this to be Goosebumps for adults. I want this to be different and new. I want this to be the same and like hit that spot in my heart, like Grandma's Cookies. Like, what were you like? What did you want?
I wanted. I think what I wanted was maybe impossible, but what I wanted was.
You know,
yes,
right?
I know. That's so I have reasonable expectations, but I would have liked a Goosebumps for adults or for teenagers. You know, like that's what I'm open to. Let it be silly, let it be campy, let R.L. Stein's unique humor, you know, kind of like pave the way for the story and see where it goes. That's what I was looking forward to.
Okay.
What did you know? Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, what did you know about Fear Street going into it?
I knew that these movies were coming out. I knew that they were. I never read Fear Street. I didn't even know they existed until a couple of years ago. But I knew it would be. I was assuming it'd be like Goosebumps for like adults. Here's the thing going in. I didn't know whether it'd be for teenagers or for adults. And here's a spoiler. I still don't know the answer to that question. So
I would say Fear Street is for teenagers. It was meant for teenagers.
I know the book was. I'm saying I don't know what this
books. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying right off the bat, just as we get into this, right away, almost immediately, I had no idea who this movie was for.
I agree.
Not because it was good, not because it was bad, but it felt like it should have picked one. Like it feels like if it picked a teen movie, it would have been more successful. If it picked an adult movie, it would have been more successful. But it tried to do both. And they seemed a little incongruent.
I could see what you're saying. I 100%, I don't think I agree with it, but I see it for sure. I see that totally. Like there were elements that didn't mesh well, and it might be because of that.
Dash 944 said I was feeling like it was aiming at Riverdale. Yes, I think you're right, which I think also is incongruent with who it's for. Because it wants 13-year-olds to watch it.
Yeah.
But Archie has a 6-pack and he's 37. So like, I don't know who the
yeah.
I don't know who this is
it was hard to gauge. I feel like this movie was. It was teenagers, right? Like it was maybe geared towards teenagers, but which ones, right? Because that range is so wide. 13 to 18 is widely different.
Yeah, they don't do that. There's PG-13, there's rated R. Like that's why it's like that. There's not 14 to 15. It's Anyway, but I will say right off the bat, the movie started and I was impressed. I didn't know what I was getting in for. And we've talked about it before, but I hate movies that feel cookie cutter. I hate movies that feel
Yeah.
the same. I hate movies that have the same shots, the same angles, the same stuff. And right away, the movie seemed like it was trying to do
Hmm.
stuff, like with its angles and the way it was trying to do tension. You know what it reminded me a little of right off the bat in style? It reminded me a little of that new Child's Play movie, which I liked
Oh
a
yeah.
lot.
I didn't
That
like that
movie,
one, but
I
I
like that movie
agree.
a lot. I thought that movie was really well made. I thought it was just like a really nice movie, a nice hour and a
Hmm.
half, like romp. Like it knew what it was trying to do and it did that thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And I thought at the beginning of this movie that that would be the case because this opening sequence is
it's
so
a s-
good, right?
it's a good opening sequence. I feel like it's an homage to kind of classic horror
Oh,
movies. You know, it
yes.
just starts off very Scream, which is also a 90s movie, right? Like
Yeah.
you can tell that there's 90s horror inspirations in this. So it starts off with like an homage to Scream,
Yeah.
and there's someone working, she gets a phone call, it's this weird guy, he leaves, and then she ends up getting chased by a creepy guy, and then he stabs her.
I this whole time at the beginning, all I was thinking to myself, and I turned to Lexi and said as much. I was said, "Oh my god, I haven't gotten an opening slasher thing like this for years. I can't
Yeah.
remember the last time. The last time I remember something like this was like the Rise of Leslie Vernon, which was a take on it. And before that, I don't remember this being done even this well until like the Halloween movies, the Friday the
Yeah.
13th movies, Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Like this slasher thing is all but gone. It has
It's
completely
true.
dissipated. People try to bring it back, and it's either too campy, it doesn't work. People try to bring it back, but it's too serious, it doesn't work. Like the
Mhm.
Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street reboots, they're not
No,
good
they were bad. They
because
were bad.
they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't
No.
get it. We
Yeah,
haven't
I
had a
feel like
good slasher for years.
I'm gonna say the new Halloween is very good.
I think it's close. I think this sequel is going to determine whether or not I think it's good.
I agree. I agree. I liked the
Because
first one a lot. I think it is a good slasher movie, but the
agreed.
second one is gonna determine whether or not they can continue making good, smart choices. You know what I mean? We'll
Yeah,
see what happens.
because a good slasher series is about the sequels, right? It's about
Yeah.
that the what do you call the mythos. It's right. It's about the
Mhm.
whole thing. Like that's why Jason and Freddy and Michael and even Chucky are like so emblematic of a time. Like right, even that new Child's Play movie, which I just like raved about how much I liked it. It didn't do that thing. It was a new take. It knew what it was doing. I thought it was
Yeah.
interesting. It was scary at some points, funny at other points, but it wasn't a slasher movie. It didn't feel like this old 70s, 80s slash movies.
I feel like new slasher movies have a hard time now too, because right, like you have Jason's and you have his movies. All the movies are different. A lot of them are very silly. A lot of them are scary. Like it runs the gamut of like what kind of slasher it is. And so
Yeah,
because of that in your head, you kind of combine them all into this is what Jason is. But then if
yeah,
you're trying to make a new slasher, you don't have 10 to 15 movies to like really build that up and be like, this is this character's identity. This is what you should
yeah.
expect from this movie. You just have the one movie. So it's hard.
Yeah, that mythos is I think is important. It's you're just hitting
Yeah.
on it. Like I think that's why the Saw movies are really popular because
Mhm.
they have like a collected mythos. I think we haven't watched too many of the movies, but the Insidious franchise lends itself on a mythos. That's
Yeah.
why like I think like it helps. And you have to start on your best foot to
I
do
mean,
that. Like that Child's Play movie, it wasn't good enough for a sequel to like make the mythos.
yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
didn't do that, right? That's what it missed the ball on. In the beginning of this film, this first 10 minutes or so, I was super super excited
And
because
this
it felt
movie,
like that.
I mean, is kind of interesting too because when they were planning on shooting Fear Street, they've been wanting to make a series for a long time, and
Yeah.
in their mind, it's always been a series. So it was smart of them to just be like, let's fucking just release a trilogy of movies. I
Okay.
think the third one comes out or I guess as time you're listening to this, it comes out this week or the week before, which is really smart to do.
A movie every week or 2 weeks? Wild.
Hmm.
That's something that only exists now today that you can do
Yeah,
on something like Netflix, right?
yeah,
But I think it's really smart. I mean, imagine if they like came out with a Fear Street movie like every month or something like it kept coming out like that and they
it'd be
kept up
fun.
the quality.
Yeah,
It would be super fun. I feel like
yeah.
they have something here with with the franchise if they keep leaning in. I haven't watched 2, I haven't watched 3, but this one I think does something that is different.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's one of my problems with it, and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
But it is doing something different. I haven't seen a movie like this in a while.
I agree.
And I think it's because I haven't watched Goosebumps. Because honestly, it feels a lot like Goosebumps.
And I feel like Goosebumps is something that's been missing, right? Like we've had the Twilight Zone, we had Goosebumps, we have these like horror anthology series that go on. Black Mirror was the most recent one,
which is great, but it's so serious.
But it's
which
so
is great.
serious. Yes.
Campy is hard, but that's why Glee is so popular. That's why there's like very campy things that really hit home, because you can just watch them and you can like let things go, and it like puts you in a good mind space, because people aren't like, you don't have to be scared about like it's gonna melt your mind like Inception or fucking some shit. It's like, it feels good. It feels like your childhood. It feels silly and fun. Almost like improv or something, right? Like it's like it's inherently a little theatrical, it's a little campy.
Yeah.
And you can't eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but you want that like every other week for dessert, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of, that camp is so inherent in Goosebumps and like R.L. Stine's work, that it's kind of fun to see it in this movie a little bit.
But I will say that there are a lot of parts of this movie I really liked, and there's a lot of parts of this movie I really just don't get. So we're gonna go through them.
I'm interested. I want to hear.
And I want to hear your takes, and I want to hear your things. But Marcus, after this opening sequence and this girl gets killed in the mall, and honestly, the movie doesn't do a great job telling me it's 1994. I wasn't 100% sure it was 1994. I looking back, I figured it out, but for a second I thought, I don't know because they were all different times, I thought maybe we were jumping around in time, and that's not what was happening. This was very clearly just in 1994. So for those listeners who maybe haven't watched it yet, the whole movie's in 1994. There's you're welcome. I've explained it to you. You're caught up.
It's in the title.
Opening sequence. It's in the title. This girl dies in the mall from this Ryan kid. The sheriff shoots him. Ooh, and then we get a cool. I usually don't. Weird. It's a movie, but it had opening credits.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the opening credits. It like really set me up.
I didn't mind it. Some movies still have it, but yeah, you're right. That it's not
like Mission Impossible. Not a lot. You hold on. To be fair, hold on, guys. If you go back and listen to our Mission Impossible episode, Marcus fucking railed on the opening credits. He was like, "They're the no." You said they were like the most dumb thing you've ever seen. I tried to defend them, and here we are coming right back. Opening credits in a movie.
No, you know what? I think it was because I was watching it at home and it was like Netflix, and I was like, whatever, it's fine. But Mission Impossible feels more grand, so I feel like it doesn't. It shouldn't have opening credits. This is definitely not on the same level of Mission Impossible.
It has opening credits because it's grand. Do.
Okay. No.
Anyway, it has a great opening credits that shows all these killers and all these like pictures of like what's going on. And I don't know, what did you think of the tone it was setting up?
It's really interesting to see how they're teasing things like a TV show, right? It's very, the opening credits are very much like this is a series. So I wonder if they have the intention of making more than just the trilogy. I'm sure they do if it goes well.
Well, always 100%, right? Like if this is going to go well, we will see Fear Street every day of the fucking week.
But the monsters and the little things they were showing got me interested, because I also didn't know what to think of Fear Street. But seeing the creatures, I was kind of like, oh shit, that's kind of like Jason. That one's kind of like, you know, whatever. And
Chucky or this,
Chucky,
or that, or Michael or whatever.
Exactly. I was like, I want to see them. I want to see more of these guys.
There's that little kid with the fucking mask.
I love that little kid with the mask.
That was fucking scary. And then we see him just a little bit later in just like a flashback for half a second. He was the scariest one because he was just fucking hacking away at something.
I know. I was like, I want to see more of this kid.
Honestly, right before we get to that though, I was stunned when how harshly she got stabbed in the beginning, and that was the moment I realized that this movie's rated R.
Yeah.
What? Why? Who?
Because of the way the rating system is, I could see. I personally don't think that this should have been rated R. I think that there was like sexual content and there was murder, but I feel like this is something that I would want to show my kids. Like this is something that I would want to show teenage kids, because
what age? Before innocent. I argue with you, before I put you like on blast, explain this better to me. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm gonna say that this movie feels like the kind of movie you could let your like 13, 14-year-old kid watch and think that it's really cool. You know what I mean? They'll be like, oh my God, guys, we're watching this cool movie. We're getting to stay up late, but you know that there's nothing in it. There's nothing really that bad in it. It's not going to traumatize them.
So when your son or daughter turns 15, 16 and applies and you tell them to go do their first job and they refuse to work at the mall.
They're not going to be traumatized by it.
Bro, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty graphic.
You gotta introduce kids to horror stuff. I feel like it would make them feel
PG-13 horror thing. Though,
I feel like it would make them feel cool and like, ooh, we're getting away with something. And there's kissing, but it's people our age. Ooh, like that's kind of. I feel like kids
if you
need
told
that.
me something like Don't Breathe, which is like a horror movie, but doesn't like it's because of the language and like the subject material, but not because of like what happens. There's some graphic things that happen in this movie.
I mean, it's graphic, but it's like for babies. It's baby graphic.
And they I guess so. And then they curse a lot, which I'm fine with. If it's just a cursing, I'm on your boat.
You know what it is, Nick? I just watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, like right before watching this movie. And for those of you who don't know, that one's very brutal and very intense. It was like and it's rated the same. At one point, Leatherface cuts off like someone's face, puts it on the girl that he likes, and makes her dance with a cowboy hat. And I was laughing the whole time. And that should be rated R. That's R to me.
You know what? I concede my point. You are 100% right, I think. Because you made that comparison, because that is also rated R.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't. It's not a blanket statement. I don't think every 13-year-old could watch this.
Yeah.
But your child would have watched the PG-13 horror stuff when they were 7 or 8, so they would have been prepared. So exactly. I don't disagree with you. I get what you're saying. You know what? You're actually helping me in my head about this movie a little bit. Because I just don't know. Is it for me? Is it for people who grew up on Goosebumps and want to watch it now, or is it for teenage? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's for like kids who want to feel cool and get away with it.
It's not for people who have nostalgia for Goosebumps.
I don't think it is.
The kids don't give a shit about 1994 though.
But if they true. Actually they do. Actually they do give a shit.
Yeah, they do. You want me to blow your mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
People who watch this, the kids of nowadays, is literally by the years the same as when we were that age and watching that 70s show. It's the same thing. So you know what? Again, I concede you're completely right.
Because also I was reading about like what millennials, like what kind of like things they're interested in, and 90s and 80s stuff.
You mean Zoomers or?
No, what? Zoomers.
We're millennials.
I said millennials.
Yeah, Gen Z. Yeah.
What Gen Z is interested in, and they're apparently they called stuff from like the 90s old core. So so it's like an aesthetic and they like it. So I feel like they'd be interested in this movie.
I've seen a lot of chokers on a lot of tweets. So I understand. Yeah. You know what? You're right. Okay. Well, gosh, you are making this movie bump up, and up. Okay. So
hell yeah.
But then after we get the opening credits, we get the main character of Dina and her little brother, Marcus, please just tell me, don't you just fucking relate to Josh, her younger brother, so fucking much?
100%. I heard those AIM sounds, like the instant messenger, and I was like, oh man, cringe.
Hiding under the blanket, under the computer, just so we can chat.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Getting into those chat rooms.
Just a little overweight, but still cute.
Hell yeah.
But not knowing what to do with it.
Doing like weird role play that you don't keep consistent throughout the whole thing. You're like, yes, my lady, I shall help you.
Making a pin board of all the killers in the area. Come on, we all did that.
Every single one of us did that.
Truly,
relatable.
What a great character. I love the setup of the sister and the brother. It's a classic trope, but I feel like the actor and the actress that do them, I don't know, it felt very real to me. It felt like legit.
Yeah. The fact that he was like not willing to take care of himself, and she was like, hey, I'm your older sister. I'm here to help you. Blah, blah, blah. Stop being an annoying little brother. It was very cute.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it felt like an episode of Fuller House or some shit. Like I was totally here for it.
I couldn't tell the age gap between them.
I thought it was normal until I looked up the actress when we were setting up for the podcast, and she's our age.
That's true.
So Marcus, I every day I apply for acting jobs every single day. I stopped applying for high school things like this year because there's like gray coming in my beard.
Oh no.
But I think I can keep applying. Like if I shave, like I can have a younger brother and be in high school and be a lesbian, right? Like we're there, right?
Hit me up with some like tell me the hot goss that like Josh is getting into. Tell me some teenage hot goss.
Well, I'd be the older sister, so I would like Josh, get off the computer. Nobody cares about that. You're not gonna make any friends.
You know what? Huh? How old are you again? 16? Wow, love it.
Going on 17.
I'm a very old 17.
But all kidding aside, I do really like these two. But you know what? I'm just gonna harp on this because I just made the joke. But I'm gonna harp on this real quick, just because I have to. Because honestly, it really makes me mad.
Go ahead.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. But like, and it doesn't say it now. But the other day when I looked it up, it categorized this movie as an LGBTQ plus movie, and I'm like, what? And to be fair, I guess they do get into being in the closet in it a little bit.
Yeah, but it's not the focus of the film.
As opposed to like Love, Simon, which is a great film. Everyone should go check that film out. It is literally about grappling with your homosexuality as a young adult. Like that's what the movie is about.
Yeah.
And I understand that category, but like I felt like the movie did a really good job of not using their gayness as a plot point. Like it didn't feel like it was like,
I get what you're saying,
taking advantage of the fact that they were homosexual. It didn't feel like it was like, like it was a part of the movie. It was there, but it felt normal. It felt real.
It normalized it in a good way. I feel like when you see things like this, it's always nice when it's just normalized and you're like, oh, they just are gay. That's fine.
So much so that it just felt like a horror movie with a relationship. Like it wouldn't even have occurred to me to be like, wow, they gay. But the fucking Netflix is like, yo, check out this gay movie. It's so weird that they would do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll get off my high horse. I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. If you have nothing to say about it, that's fine. That's just how that was just my guttural reaction about it. Because honestly, that's what makes me mad. Because it's kind of like what we were talking about with Bo Burnham about wokeness, right? Because it's like the woke answer is to just have the movie and they happen to be lesbian. It's not to call it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who am I? I'm nobody. I have a podcast with you. But we see Dina and she's like about to go through a breakup or something. She's like collecting things in a box and things like that. And you meet her best friends in the school, and then she has to end up and all this is just back matter. They're setting up there in high school, and then she quit the band because this relationship imploded, but she goes on the trip just so she can see her ex to give her the box. And then the next big point is to go to the football game. What happens in the football game, Mark?
Okay. So at the football game, I mean, like you said, she keeps mentioning her ex's name, Sam. And they're like trying to hint towards like, hey, Sam. And then at the football game, you see she's staring very sadly at a couple making out. And you're supposed to assume that they lead you to believe that she's talking about the guy. And then it turns out that no, Sam, her ex, is the woman that was in that group.
Maybe with your cisgendered straight
purview,
but no, you're right. They do that. I have a problem with that. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah.
Especially when they advertise the movie as an LGBT movie. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Incongruent. The whole thing is, this is important though, because they're having a vigil for the dead kids, the dead people at the mall. And now you find out that our main characters are from Shadyville, right? Shadyville. And then their rival school is Sunnyvale, where everybody's rich, goes there, and they're, fucking pampered.
Shady side.
Okay,
Shady side.
You don't have to fucking attack
Shady
us. We
side.
get it. Shady side. Okay, great. Shady side and Sunnyvale. And Marcus, I don't know if you know this, but Shady side and Sunnyvale, that is almost just like Dunkirk and Fredonia was. Like, I know Joseph said it in the chat.
Yeah.
Dunkirk and Fredonia's rivalry is, and I'm not making this is a fact, is the second oldest rivalry in the country. Why do I know that?
I don't know how you measure that.
People did it. I don't fucking know. They wrote articles about it. But like, it's like legitimately, it's been there forever. And Dunkirk, where I'm from, is the poor town where all the black and brown kids are. And Fredonia was the white school that had a lot more money than we did. And homecomings and our games against each other were huge. And I remember once during a football game, there were like Fredonia side, like Dunkirk side started chanting something about Fredonia side about being like hillbillies and rednecks. And then Fredonia side started chanting something about Dunkirk about teenage pregnancy.
Oh, wow.
It's wild. Like
Yeah.
we hate each other almost just like this film.
Jesus, really?
If something like people in Duggar kept dying because there were like a string of serial killers again and again and again, it would be just like this in my hometown. Yes,
that makes sense. I didn't really grow up with this kind of thing. I feel like in the Bronx, it was like everywhere is bad. There wasn't like if the other rival school was just also bad stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, okay, our rival school is just also like full of bad people.
Totally. And then all that is to set up the fact that they hate each other. So then we get this great moment later where Sam, with her new boyfriend, apparently she left Shadyside to be part of Sunny. Now, here's the thing. I need to ask you, like, how are you feeling about Sam and Dina? Because Dina's very much like, oh, thank you for the follow at Kimmy Corona. Thank you so much. How do you feel about the fact that Sam, who's right? Who do you side with? What are you thinking at this moment? Because Dina is like, you left us, you're a sellout. And Sam was like, I got out. You broke up with me. I'm a half an hour away. And Dina's like, no, you fucking left us.
Yeah.
Shady side forever. And Sam's like, fuck Shady side. Like, what do you think? Who do you side with?
I mean, who do I side with versus like Shady Side versus Sunnyvale?
I meant more in like the relationship argument. Like
I get where she's coming from, but just because you get to make it out of the projects, make it out of a bad area, doesn't mean that you get to be an asshole and look down on everybody.
Yeah,
who's there? You know?
Yeah, I think Dina was a little out of line, a little bit, but honestly, I sided with Dina because I mean, you're like me. You grew up in not a great area, and there were people that got out and looked down back in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah, it's true.
It happens all the time. Fuck those people.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
So right off the bat, I don't like Sam, which is a problem for this movie. Honestly, it's probably the biggest problem I have with the movie because right away they put me not on Sam's side.
She is not likable, but also like you have to kind of understand where she's coming from, right? She's dealing with like being gay. She's dealing with like having to face this truth that she's having to hide, and
her parents just
like,
got divorced,
deciding to stay in the closet and not like let her relationship shine and not be public about it. And so I empathize with her. I feel bad for her, you know?
Totally. And I totally hear that. But then we get a great, honestly, it was a great moment. It was filmed great, where Sam and her new boyfriend and one of his friends wear some skull masks and start throwing shit at the bus, which is so fucking dangerous. But then Dina freaks the fuck out and is about to like put a water cooler on them. And then at the last second decides it's a bad idea, but then it slips and she crashes them. Like what? What is going on through your head at this moment? Because I was
scared for them.
Was like normal. And then it just got like, boom.
Yeah, in that moment, it got really scary for me. Stuff like that always worries me so much.
Oh, we just got asked in the chat, did we get into AOL shenanigans? Not really. I'm going to say something super embarrassing really quick.
Go ahead.
I did go onto AOL, and I did go to random message boards to talk to random girls. I do remember doing that when I was like 12. Yes.
Wow, I didn't even know where you find that stuff.
You went to like books, and then under books there were just like people, and then you could just message them. What was the it was like what was the abbreviation to find out who people were? Sex location. What was it? SL? What I'm talking about?
ASL?
Like, is that what it is? Age, sex, location. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. ASL. That's what everyone did at the time.
That's crazy. I didn't do that. I used it to talk to my friends, and that was it. I didn't know. What do you mean scared? I didn't even know it existed. How are you supposed to have access to this information? Who gave you the cheat codes?
I don't know. My fucking chronic loneliness. I don't know. That's wild. You are easily pegged me as someone who really could have been one of those people that really set up in their early teens a whole slew of relationships with people on the internet.
But like you said, do that.
You didn't know it was there.
I didn't know it was there. I mean, if I knew it was there, I probably would have.
Honestly, if you told me like you had a girlfriend just online between the ages of 15 and 17, I'd believe you.
No, I just used it to talk to my friends from school after school, and that was it.
I barely even talked to my friends. I didn't have any friends. Like, that's why I had to find random people. Like, you're saying it like your story is sad, but it's not. Because I talked to random people because I had,
yours is sad. You talk to strangers on the internet about sex.
So, Marcus, water cooler.
Okay.
Gatorade. What's going on?
Water cooler, Gatorade. It's terrifying. It's just one of those situations that, like, you know, in real life, when you have someone who just escalates the situation to a point where you can't go back, and that scares me. That gives me so much anxiety. I hate when people do that. It's like, chill, dude. Just everyone needs to chill the fuck out and relax. But some people take things too far. They like to be dramatic, or I don't know what it is, but like, it's just a lot, and it scared the shit out of me. And I was like, I hope that this ends okay for everyone involved. And it did.
It did not. Here's a question though. Do you think what this movie is saying at that point is that when a person lets their emotions run wild, they're getting possessed by the witch? Because Dina got a nosebleed when her emotions were running wild. And right when she was about to do it, she got a nosebleed. And it was only when her friend stopped her at that last second when her friend Kate stopped her at that last second, pointed out the nosebleed and made her stop.
So it's kind of like, I don't know. I was going to say It, but you haven't seen that one. But it's like there's something in the town that's just like scaring everybody and causing like just panic and fear and people to be more evil than they would have naturally been. Yeah, I see that.
I think so. Yeah, I think
agree.
When a person reaches, because you meet the girl with the razor blade, and I forget her story, but her story was something wild. It sounded like cheating or something. So I think it's just like when the emotions get to that boiling point, the witch is able to like grab a hold.
Yeah,
and that's why there's so many serial killers. That's what I think it's saying, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's saying that. And also, like, maybe the witch is even the reason that they get to that boiling point. You know, like she's influencing the whole town. She's pushing everybody a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
She was really mad though.
That's true.
She was very mad. But then there's a car crash, and then this is when the movie started. Honestly, up to this point, I was so fucking into this movie. I was like, this is great. This is a great wow. This is a great ride. But when Sam crashes and she has a little bit of blood and she reaches into a random pile of leaves and it happens to touch the fucking centuries old bones of a witch that's just right on top in a 100%. Pile of leaves with her blood, and that's the whole reason the whole movie is happening.
It was dumb. It was very dumb, but also kind of goosebumpsy. It was like, oh yes, you happen to find the one haunted mask in the planet. Sucks to be you, dude. Like, it's just, there's a lot of coincidences in like old horror movies too, that I feel like that I just kind of was like, sure, why not? Maybe the witch drove them there so that way she could have more power. You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
That I guess so.
Like, if honestly, the witch is the reason that like she got angry and threw the Gatorade container, like you said, maybe she was like manipulating events. Master. Yeah.
You know what? You could be right. I don't think you are, and that's why I think it's a flaw of the movie.
Fair enough.
But that's fair. I didn't think about that take. But honestly, that I did have a problem with that. But then that's when everything starts to happen, right? From there on, then the conceit of the movie is these old killers are chasing down our main characters, and you don't know why.
Yeah,
and then and that's like the conceit of the movie from then on.
Yeah, and they're all inspired by like the stories of Fear Street, killers that appeared in Fear Street, and also killers that appeared in other movies.
Oh wait, really? Is this? Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't ask too much about this going in. Is this not based specifically on a book?
No. So when they originally wanted to make the show, they were like, oh, there's like 52 books that they want to do or something. And they were like, there was too many, there's more than 52. There was too many books for them to just make a movie for everyone. So what they wanted to do is pull from different ones, like get inspiration from a majority of the Fear Street novels. So what they did was they pulled like a lot of the creatures from them and a lot of like,
you're right, there's 51 main ones.
Storylines.
51 main ones.
Okay, 51 main ones.
And then there was a series that came out after that.
Yeah, so they pulled from the Fear Street books to kind of build on this movie.
I don't hate that.
No, I don't mind it. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's smart. That's a good way to get some of the fan favorites in there, but then also make your own kind of story. That usually doesn't work as well as it does in here. Oh, right? Because what a movie. Oh, fucking, you know what? Just to fucking, you know what? The more we talk about this movie, the better I like it, because you're reminding me of...
That's good.
You're reminding me of the only time we have ever walked out of a fucking movie.
Yes.
Was when they did this exact same thing in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. They were literally like, did the same thing. They made a conceit of a film that they can string all these things in there, literally just like this, and it did not work.
It sucked. It was so much worse than this movie. This movie is like coherent. Even if you hate it, even if you think it's a bad movie, it's coherent. They know what they're doing, and 100%. People working on it are intelligent. Like, great, cool.
That film, I had no idea what was fucking happening.
Yeah.
No, I did know what was happening. It was dumb. That's
well, Nick, you mentioned that, I mentioned that this was inspired by other horror movies, and you seem to have a good sense of what makes a good horror movie.
I thought you were going to be too busy to make a game. I don't want to do
this. Well, Nick, let's test your 90s horror movie knowledge in
roll
the upcoming
clip.
game.
Now try this trivia. Now try this trivia. Now trivia. Now trivia. Now trivia this.
And we are back. Okay, Nick.
Wow.
90s horror, fact or fiction?
I've never seen the Scream movies. Is that going to be a problem?
No. I'm going to give you the premise of a horror movie and you're going to tell me whether it's real or if we made it up.
Do I get an extra point if I can name the film?
Yep, you get an extra point if you can name the film.
How many points are there?
There is 11 points, so possible total of 22 you can get.
What do I get if I win?
That's not true, not 22. Some number higher than 11. If you win, Nick, I will buy you your favorite horror movie on VHS.
Whoa, I love that. I put it right next to my shiny VHS that you got me.
There you go.
I love that VHS.
Okay, Nick, are you ready?
Or did I get you a shiny VHS and you gave me Runaway Bride? No, I have a Shining, right?
I don't know. I don't have The Shining, so maybe you meant to give it to me?
No, I thought you gave it to me.
Maybe I did. Maybe I gave you The Shining and Runaway Bride?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
Oh, I love this. Guys, if you want Marcus to buy me more VHSs for every challenge we do, donate to the Patreon. Because that's great. Okay.
A romance Arthur who finds himself at the mercy of his #1 fan must write multiple manuscripts to please her and prevent her from breaking his bones and killing him.
It's a Stephen King movie. It's Stephen King. It's got Kathy Bates in it. Oh my God, and some white guy.
That's it. You got it.
Oh no.
That's it. You just need the name.
But Misery.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yes.
2 points.
I'm a fucking pro. Give me trivia, movie trivia, any fucking day of the
Hell
week.
Yeah.
Take me. Ooh, Marcus, can we go somewhere and do movie trivia? That sounds fun.
Oh, I would. That'd be fun. I would like that.
Okay, great. Good talk.
Okay, number 2.
I love it. I love it when this podcast is just us making plans to continue our friendship.
To hang out. Okay. Antique dealer finds 400-year-old scarab that, when it latches onto him, grants him youth and eternal life, but also has a thirst for blood. He must protect his immortality against figures who seek to take the scarab to save their loved ones.
That sounded eerily like, what's the name of the mummy? Say the
Is
first
this
part
the
again?
mummy?
The
Antique
mummy.
dealer finds a
Brendan Fraser.
400-year-old scarab.
Antique dealer. That's not the mummy, because Brendan Fraser is like Indiana Jones and shit.
Uh-huh.
And she's a librarian. That's the whole thing. Okay, so it's not the mummy. A scarab. Finds a scarab. The Mummy isn't horror. It's a rom-com -9442. Yeah, you're right. I don't know about any horror movies that have to do with Egyptian things besides the Mummy.
Okay.
So I'm going to say this is made up.
Nick, I'm sorry. This is not made up.
Okay, well, let me guess the name. The name of the film is Two Legs Ain't Enough.
Wow. What a good name. What a good name. Unfortunately, that's not the name. The name is Kronos. A film from 1993. Kronos. Okay, Nick, are you ready for the next one?
Well, no, I'm going to look at this film.
Why are you going to look up the film? Got to keep it going.
It's got fucking Ron Perlman in it.
Keep it going, baby. Hell yeah. Ron Perlman, Guillermo del Toro. Good stuff.
Oh, is it Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah.
He made it or he's just in it?
No, he's not in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made it.
No, it's written and directed. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Are you ready?
It was his first feature film. I should have known that. Wow, I suck. Okay.
Okay. An aspiring journalist in Australia tries to uncover the oral history behind a local myth that the birds in Tasmania are sentient and working for the devil. She learns about a cult formed by the earliest white prisoner colonists who would sacrifice each other to the wildlife, and her sanity unravels as she begins to be hunted by the cult's remaining members.
You can't have made that up. That was way too much. That was a whole movie. You just said the whole movie. That can't be made up. What? Wait, why was she in the jungle again? Why was she there? Did you say?
She was in the... Okay, so aspiring journalist in Australia tries to uncover the oral history behind a local myth that birds in Tasmania are sentient and working for the devil.
It's real. It's
Final
it's
answer?
fake. It's fake because
Final
you
answer.
and the cult shit. No, it's real. It's real. I say it's real. It's real.
It's real?
Final answer.
Okay. Nick, you are incorrect.
God damn it.
It was fake.
You made up that whole thing?
I didn't make it up. Darren made it up.
Oh, Darren's better than you.
Trick.
Darren,
A
good
trick.
job.
She's a better writer.
Honestly, you know why that screws me up? Because I know how you write.
Yeah,
and
you do.
I knew you didn't write that, and that was why I said it was real. But I love Darren very much. She's really cool. I haven't known her long enough to know how she writes.
Fair enough.
That is a very, like, you have to be friends for a long time to see okay. Well, okay. Well, if it was a film, it would be called My Birdie, and Me.
Birdie, My Birdie, Me. That's pretty good.
Yeah, do I get a point?
No, you don't get a point. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
As the entire town blacks out one day, 10 women are mysteriously pregnant. All 10 women carry the babies to term and give birth in a barn together. The 9 surviving children are pale with white blonde hair, red eyes, and little to no individuality. As they age, they exhibit psychic abilities and cause the town's people to harm themselves. The town descends into chaos as they try to kill the children, and the children try to take over.
Okay, this is real, and the name of this real film is 3 Short of a Dozen.
I'm going to give you another check. I'm going to say, yes, you got it right. It is a real film. I'm going to give you another shot because this movie is like pretty famous. And I feel like you know it.
Is this Children of the Corn?
Yeah, it's Children of the Corn!
Oh, can I be honest? I have no idea until this moment what those films are about.
Oh, no, it's not Children of the Corn. I read it wrong. It's Village of the Damned. I thought it was Children of the Corn, too.
Oh, Village of the Damned.
Village of the Damned. Also, it's the same plot as Children of the Corn.
Is that the plot? It's
the same plot as Children of the Corn.
It's because, it's a remake. It's because Children of the Corn, the little kid has black hair. Mark Hamill's in this film.
In Village of the Damned?
Yeah. Christopher Reeve is Kirstie Alley's in. What is this film?
That's crazy. I want to watch it.
Guys, if you want us to watch Village of the Damned, they're fucking scary looking. They're all, dude. They didn't. Oh my god, this is so dumb. They didn't use like technology or casting to make them all look the same. They just gave them all the same bad wig.
That's how you do it. Party City, baby.
So that is not. They look like they got them at parties.
A scientist working on cancer research injects human NK cells into a species of rat, only for them to turn bloodthirsty. At first trying to kill each other, but eventually organizing and turning on their creator.
The rats did. What did they inject in the rats? K cells?
NK cells.
What the fuck's an NK cell?
I don't know.
I don't think...
Neuron killer cells.
I was about to... I don't want to insult Darren, but like... God, you know how next level would be to fucking make up a fucking acronym to something?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not made up. Maybe it's real.
Maybe
NK cells are real.
As if it's a real thing. Oh my god. Does Darren know physics or chemistry or biology? Third time's a charm. It's not physics or chemistry, it's biology. Cells or biology. NK cells.
She's a woman of many mysteries.
I'm gonna say it's real, and the name of it is Sewer Rats Are We.
You know what? It's not real, Nick. I'm sorry.
But Darren, you're so smart.
But there are plenty of movies that are very close to this.
NK
just like
cells.
rats.
What the fuck's an NK cell, Darren? Oh, the natural killer cells. Did you Google that, Darren? Are you just that smart? What the fuck? Is your girlfriend a genius and you didn't tell me?
Big brain strats.
Natural killer cells. They're the lymphocytes as the same family as T and B cells coming from a common progenitor.
Wow.
What the fuck? What are they? What do they do? They are activated in response to interneurons or macrophage-derived cytokines.
Guys,
they serve to contain. Hold on. They serve to contain viral infections, while the adaptive immune response generates antigenic specific chirotoxins.
Guys, you didn't come here to learn, but you learned something today, baby. Hell yeah.
Oh, she has a friend who works with lab knives. Oh, is it fucking Ashley? Fuck.
Yes. Yep.
Should have known that. How am I supposed to win this game when it's basically 3 against 1, okay? That's not fair.
A babysitter watches over a little boy who is unnaturally obsessed with insects and must protect him or herself.
Sorry, I didn't. Sorry, I wasn't listening because I heard your girlfriend laugh
in the background. I heard. I heard her laugh too.
We're doing a good job. High five, Marcus.
Yeah, podcast.
Let's say the thing again.
A babysitter watches over a little boy who is unnaturally obsessed with insects and must protect him and herself as a swarm of bugs he finds starts eating through everything in the house, including their dog.
Well, the last couple were fake, so this has to be real, right? Oh, God, I hate when I'm playing this game. I hate it. I feel like you're in my head. I hate when this happens. It has to be real. The last one was fake. The last one was okay. Oh, okay. The last one was fake. The one before that was real. Darren wouldn't want to do alternating, so because of that, I'm gonna say that this is fake. But if it was real, it would be called Bugging Out with My Babysitter.
Bugging Out with My Babysitter. You know what? You get a point for that. That was good.
Yeah.
That was
Do I not get a point because it's real?
You also get a point for it not being real.
Yes. Bugging Out. Nice, Darren. Nice. I see you now. I see you. I see your strategy. I'm getting in your head.
Darren did include a fake title for all of these also, but could you guess what fake title she put? And I'll give you a bonus point.
I just
for
tried.
This one.
What did Darren put? Darren would have put that this one was called Insectopia.
Close. Insecticide.
Fuck, Insecticide is pretty good. Insecticide is pretty good.
Pretty good. Very clever.
Inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the fake title for the Tasmania was better. What was the fake title for the Tasmania one?
It was Mania, I think. That's not better than this one. Sorry, Darren.
No, sorry. You have Insecticide. You have that one.
Okay. A scientist decides to experiment on his mentally disabled gardener in an effort to give him super intelligence. The experiments give the gardener superhuman abilities, but enhance his aggression, turning him into a man obsessed with evolving into a digital being.
Wow. That was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say it's real because I feel weird because now that I know Darren made it scary, I feel like I'm calling her out. I don't think she would make, that's the only way I can win. I feel like she wouldn't put a mentally handicapped person in her description for something. But that sounds very 90s. So if she did next level do that shit, I'm fucking impressed. Because that sounds like a 90s film.
Okay.
So I'm going to say real. And I'm going to say the name of this film is Making Someone Smarter. Gosh, I'm going to say the title
for
of this...
Algernon.
Damn, I can't come up with something better than that. That's good. Corpses for Algernon's good. Oh, wait, does that mean it's fake?
No, Nick, it is real. You're right about that.
Oh, okay. I got a point there.
But that title is incorrect. I'm sorry.
What's the title?
The title is Lawnmower Man.
Do you remember that movie? I've heard of this film.
Yeah, you've definitely heard of it.
Yeah.
It's very bad.
Pierce Brosnan's in it? Whoa! This is not what I was expecting. Guys, I'm looking at it and it looks like a scrapped episode of Reboot.
It's offensive for so many reasons, and it's just bad. It's a bad movie. Based on a short story by Stephen King.
It was a Sega Genesis game.
Originally, they wanted to title it Stephen King's The Lawnmower Man, but he successfully sued them to have his name removed from the credits.
Because it was so bad?
He won further damages when his name was included in the title of the home video release.
Wow. You know what the best part is?
Yeah.
The sequel is called Lawnmower Man 2 Job's War. There's a sequel.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a Super Nintendo game. I bet it's worth a lot of money.
Is it really?
I mean, I bet it is. Who the fuck has that movie? That game?
That's fair. I've seen it a lot in the stores in the bargain bin, but
oh really?
It could be worth money now. Okay.
I'm gonna try to find you this game.
That'd be great. Bank robbing brothers take a family hostage to safely cross into Mexico, but end up at a bar/safe haven entirely staffed by vampires. The criminals must team up with the widow and his teenage children to fight the vampires and escape.
I can literally tell you everything about this film, but the fucking title is so lost to me right now. You got Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney, you got Quentin Tarantino, fucking like weirdly looking at that one girl's feet and like thinking she's asking him to like have her, and then they watch Salma Hayek get naked, and then I know the whole fucking From Dawn Till Dusk.
No,
I'm super close. Reverse it. From Dusk Till Dawn?
What's the whole title?
From Dusk Till Dawn?
What was that first word?
Dusk Till Dawn?
You said it right. I just didn't hear you.
From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn.
I only get 1 point. I said it backwards. From Dawn Till Dusk. You fucking idiot. Come on. Get your head out of your ass.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Do you like that film?
Huh? I watched it when I was a kid.
Same.
So I saw boobies, and I was like, boobies and vampires. I was like in it. I was like, this is the best movie ever made. I don't know how cinema gets better than From Dusk Till Dawn. And then I grew up.
I remember the first time I saw it, I was floored by the fact that the movie is one movie, and then halfway through the movie, it's just a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Completely different. Not the same movie at all.
The movie featured a man with a crotch gun. Do you remember that?
Yes. Robert Rodriguez went on to make Spy Kids and Spy Kids 2. And Spy Kids 3D and Shark.
Okay.
Girl, Shark Boy, and Lava Girl.
Oh, no. He made that one too?
Yes,
Jesus
dude.
Christ. Okay.
Yes.
A rich teen outcast discovers a new horror video game that utilizes hypnosis to immerse the player in realistic kills that turn out to be actual murders. The host of the video game then coaxes him into playing the game more and more so that he can take care of any witnesses.
I'm going to say that's fake, but before you tell me whether it is, do you remember that movie that came out in the 2000s? I went to see it in theaters with Joseph, and all I remember it was like they played video games, and then they ended up in a house that was like a video game, and the only other part of the movie I remember is something had to do with a rose or roses.
No, I don't remember that. Rose?
The whole horror movie was they were in a video game and like died. No, I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, I'm going to say the movie's fake.
Movie is fake, Nick. I'm sorry, but the movie's
it.
real.
It is not real. Shut
The
up.
movie is real. What's the real movie's name?
The real name of this movie is
It's very 90s and very dumb, the name.
Sliced?
No. I'll give you one more chance if you want.
Slicers?
No.
Is this Hackers?
It's not Hackers. It's called Brain Scan.
Fuck me. Fuck you. Fuck this game. That's not a real movie. This isn't. Brain Scan?
Brain Scan.
Oh wow, that's a real movie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, Nick, are you ready?
No, I wanna know what the fucking Rose video game horror movie.
It's from when
Stay
you were
alive.
from the 90s.
Stay alive.
Stay alive.
Stay alive. Stay alive.
Oh, okay. Stay alive.
Did you not?
Okay.
You never saw that movie?
No.
No. Oh, well, I saw it with Joseph in theaters.
Okay. Are you ready for the next one?
No, I'll send you a trailer for it. You can watch it later. Now I'm ready.
A parody film of 80s horror. This film covers a group of potatoes that become sentient and plot a revolt against humanity.
That's it?
Real or not real?
I think this is fake. And I think it's fake because Darren knows about that 90s film that exists. That's the exact same premise you just said, except it's tomatoes. You know what I'm talking about?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
Yes. And I feel like if Attack of the Killer Tomatoes exists, would there also be the same kind of film about potatoes? The answer is yes, but I do. The answer is yes, it could exist, but I don't think it does. I think she's trying to throw me off. So I'm going to say it's fake.
Nick, you are correct. It is fake.
And I'm going to guess that she named it. Oh gosh, she named it. Potato famine? Question mark. Time to eat.
Apparently, she named it Starch Wars.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Starch
Wars. Starch Wars.
Yes, bonus question. And you probably know the answers to this one. When a virtual reality mogul from the future loses a legal battle on an overpowered computer chip patent, he must team up and then fight against a super genius cyber being who has a mission of vengeance against the other virtual reality mogul, who took over development of the chip and destroyed the database where the cyber being had been living.
What the fuck did you just say? This is a horror movie?
I might have made it up.
Why would you have? You wouldn't have made it up. You literally just said a second ago you're gonna know this film.
I said you're gonna know the answer.
Oh my god!
I didn't say you're gonna know the film.
I don't want to sit here in silence. I literally have no idea. This isn't bringing up anything in my head. Is it Blank Check, the Disney Channel original movie?
It's not Blank Check. I mean, well, do you want to guess if it's real or not?
Oh, it's real.
Okay, you are correct. It is real. You get a point. Now, can you guess the movie?
Cyber. Oh, this is a 90s film.
90s film.
Or Weekend at Bernie's. No.
We just talked about it.
Like during this game?
Yep. And I'll give you one more guess. One more guess, and then we move on. I'll tell you. I'll reveal what it actually is.
Not Children of the Corn.
No.
We just talked about it. Stay Alive?
No.
No, hold on.
No. Okay, one more guess.
Internet. Fuck. 90s. It's not Child's Play, is it?
No, it's not Child's Play.
I don't know.
It is Lawnmower Man 2.
I hate you.
Beyond Cyberspace.
So much. Oh my god. Why would you do that? Damn it.
It's funny.
That is very funny. I hate you so much. Yeah,
man. You looked that up too. I was like, oh, Nick definitely is going to get this one now.
I didn't look up the synopsis. I looked up the crazy poster.
Fair enough.
It's literally a guy like in a chair, like suspended above a lawn.
Nick, how many points did you get?
I got 10. Do I win?
You got 10 points? Wow. You win. Yeah. Now, Nick, tell everyone what VHS you would like.
Stay Alive.
Stay
No, I'm just
Alive
kidding.
VHS?
No,
Maybe.
no.
Does that exist?
Any challenge we've already done? No, I lied.
Any
I want
challenge?
Princess Diaries. I want Princess Diaries.
You want Princess Diaries? Okay, let's look it up. Let's look. I can find it.
Yeah.
Princess Diaries.
Look up
VHS. Yep, there it is. It's on the way now.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It's $1.20.
Oh, really? Oh, I picked a good one. I should have picked a different one. Marcus, make sure to get 2 copies. Your girlfriend wants
I'll get 2
one
copies.
too.
I'll get 2 copies. Okay, Nick,
So Marcus,
back to the movie.
thank you so much for that game. Thank you for the gift. But what are you thinking? I think this is the part of the movie that it falls apart a little bit, and I feel so bummed about it because for 2 reasons. One, I think the conceit of the film of the witch is just not strong enough. It's like so simple. It's not like elegant simple. It's just like kind of dumb, but not like in a compelling way. And it really like it took me out because like maybe, to be fair, maybe when that 3rd movie comes out, when we go to 1666 or whatever, and I see the witch, I'm really gonna like, wow, that's awesome. But right now, I'm not feeling the witch.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not feeling the witch either. It's too much of a vague threat, like in the shadows. I don't like it. But within the 3 movies, we're going to slowly go back in time, right? Because each movie takes place further and further in the past. So we might see the witch and she might be more of a threat. Right now, she's kind of sending henchmen and minions. And it's like there's a distance between us and the witch that makes us not scared of her.
Yeah, and I also don't think the distance is a bad thing, right? Because if it was even more vague and more distant, I think it maybe would have even better. But like I literally know her whole story. There's no MacGuffin in the film.
No.
Which I don't always like a MacGuffin, but honestly, a MacGuffin would have gave a little aim to some of this movie. Like they had to go like find out about her. But literally fucking Josh, homeboy, loser in the basement, just fucking knows the whole thing, and he just info dumps me about the whole witch, and I'm like, oh, okay, great, we know everything.
Yeah,
nice,
I feel like
fine.
a MacGuffin would have worked because it's 3 movies. You have all 3 movies to kind of like find the witch, do whatever you need to do to get access to her, whatever. So you have the time to spend looking for it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
And it doesn't even have to be that. Yeah, and I have such a problem with just the info dump because at that point in the movie, which is early in the movie that Josh is involved in, tells us that there's no more secrets. There's no more like clues or mystery part, right? Yeah. And a mystery in a horror movie is really where you're like getting that suspense, right? Like, cause like a lot of that fun of the Jason movies and the Friday the 13th movies, or in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and even the Michael Myers and Halloween movies to an extent, is like them trying to figure out what's going on, like finding out Freddy Krueger's backstory and that's how they have to get him, or finding out about Camp Crystal Lake, or finding out about how whatever the name of the Chucky guy gets into the Chucky doll, right? And honestly, I will say a lot of the time the payoff is not good. Like in the Chucky movies, it's just like voodoo. I'm like, well, that's stupid. But it's a big part of those movies, and that was missing because they just info dumped it to me. It was so weird.
Yeah, it is a little weird. I didn't like it. I think the witch was the weakest part of the movie. Like, I think the kids are pretty interesting. They were like people you don't conventionally think of as being able to survive a horror movie, you know? I liked following their paths.
Dina is pretty quintessential survivor girl.
Yeah, that's fair.
Strong-willed, doesn't make a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. She's very survivor girly.
But for the most part, it's people that would be in horror movies, but you wouldn't follow them for long. They'd be the first to die, you know, like early on, I think. So I think that part's interesting. The even the creatures are kind of interesting, even though one of them is just like
the creatures.
Party City like skeleton. It's kind of scary because it's so common, you know?
100%. Yeah, agreed. That was not a weak part of the film. I thought And I thought them slowly introducing them one by one, and like the scenes, like when you see the skeleton guy going through the house and she thinks it's the boyfriend and it's not, that's all like good stuff. I like all that. I actually really like that. I thought that was really compelling.
Yeah. And I could see this movie too, like I could see the witch being interesting later, right? Like if the witch, like they showed a tree in the mall. I think I haven't seen the rest of it. I'm assuming the witch was hung from that tree, and that tree is cursed, and that's why like the town is cursed. So maybe they have to like investigate more in the tree or some shit. I don't fucking know.
And that's what the second movie is. It's going to be them hearing the story about the 80s and getting, or 70s and getting more info, and then hearing the story of the 1600s, getting more info.
That's what I think it'll be.
Do the MacGuffin and do the thing.
Yes, yeah. So then
if that
I think
happens,
eventually they'll get
okay.
it. Yeah, and then so I think the witch is cursing town, but I could also see the movie like the witch is in the bad guy, right? Like maybe the witch is getting revenge because she was done an injustice.
I was getting weird vibes from the sheriff.
Yeah, he was saying things that were like he was a nice guy, but he just didn't seem trustworthy.
Except the last moment of the film when he called the lady and was like, it happened again. I think we're going to see him as a kid in the 70s movie. And that's why he seems like he knows what's going on.
You're absolutely right.
But something is definitely going on there. Mm-hmm. And then I think it's so strange because I like the kids like holding up shop in the school and trying to do their plan and the explosion and it not working. I like them in the grocery store. I actually really like the grocery store setup. Like it was like nice, like visually. Yeah. I didn't like the drugs. I never liked drugs. I wish every movie that ever uses drugs in any kind of plot point at all, I wish they didn't. That's a me thing, though. I know that. But my other problem was, gosh, and I feel so bad for saying it because I don't think it's the actress's fault. I really don't. But Sam, so much of this movie is riding on Sam that the moment of the movie when everyone is like, all right, Sam, it's after you, you go die. All I could think was like, yeah. That is the solution.
Yep, let her die.
Goodbye, Sam. You mean the one that abandoned you all? That like left you? That fucking has no remorse of her boyfriend dying? That is like making out with you and making you like love her more as you're like broken up without like fixing any of the problems? Who's like trying to get like a quickie in before like you all protect her. I am not about Sam.
I get that. I could see the movie doesn't do her a lot of good, but I don't know. I don't like her either. I didn't really like her as much as I like the main character. I kind of like that at the end she ends up being like possessed and
I like
the witch has control over her. I'd rather that. Because of that, 100%. That kind of justified all of this. I was like, it sucks that the other people died and she survived because I like the other people more.
Here's the thing though. Here's my problem with that though. This whole movie spent the whole movie making me not like Sam and not give a shit about Sam. But now the conceit of the next movies is saving Sam.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm a little like, but can we talk about the whole grocery store thing?
Yeah.
Because it was very nice. It was very good. So we find out they're after Sam. They put her blood all on themselves. And they're like, we're going to save her. We're going to kill her and bring her back. Honestly, smart. Very typical horror movie trope. Like try to game the system, right? Very Final Destination, right?
Yeah. You know what's funny? I was going to say this. I'll say this real quick.
Yeah.
I know this is an homage to 90s horror films, but 90s horror films didn't really have kids doing stuff in them, right? But a lot of those films, they were high school. They were just played by adults. So I don't remember if they were high schoolers or adults. And I can't get it right in my head. So maybe this is accurate. And it's like, high school kids fighting monsters just like these other 90s movies. Or it's more of an homage to 80s horror films where there was like kids running around.
No, I think you're right. I think you're just, I mean, like The Faculty and like all these random things.
Those are high schoolers, right?
They're supposed to be. Yes. Yes. And here's the funny thing. All these people look like they're in high school. Like they do a good job.
Yeah.
The main girl is fucking almost 30.
Oh, Jesus.
She just has a young face. She just
was Scream high school or college? I don't know.
Oh, I feel like that was very specifically. No, the first one was high school.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh God, that's crazy because those guys are.
They go to college in the next one. They go to college in the next one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like totally. Yeah.
Okay, so they were high school. This movie is accurate. I was thinking about that earlier today. I was like, is this accurate or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does do a good job making them feel like they're in high school more than a lot of those other movies.
100%.
So we got this big moment where they're all like, we're gonna save Sam, do this, everyone's ready for battle. And there's a lot of things in this scene to talk about, but I do have one problem with Dina. I like Dina the whole film. I think she's strong. I think she's fierce. I think she's all the good buzzwords.
Mm-hmm.
Homegirl needs to care a little bit more about her baby brother. Her baby brother didn't need to be there. He didn't need to put himself in danger. Sam's cool. I get it. She's the love of your life. She's the first one you know what I mean? Like, I get it. She's your first, whatever. But he's your fucking baby brother and you let him fucking running around like from this fucking
just completely ignoring him the whole time. Pretty much.
Homeboy's big. Like, you think he's gonna like be able to run away from this killer?
No.
Like, no body shaming, but the kid is not an athlete.
Yeah.
I remember I was that size. I remember being that kid. Those monsters would have gotten me.
100%. No, I agree. I think earlier you said you liked their relationship, and I did in the beginning, but by this point I was like, she hasn't acknowledged her brother this whole movie. Mm-hmm. Like, it just kind of disappeared into the background.
Fucking wild. But I did fuck.
Yeah, there's a fly.
Oh, I got it.
Nice.
Gross. I saw it twitching on my bed.
A live murder on the podcast.
Yep, you're welcome, all. It's the theme for the podcast. Marcus, this whole film, I thought it was super, super tame. And I thought it was just like a Goosebumps movie, and I was totally here for it.
Yeah.
And then they fucking killed our main characters. And that is so quintessentially not Goosebumps. I was shocked.
Same. I was completely dumbfounded. Like, I did not think that they were gonna kill these kids.
Especially
it was crazy. Yeah.
Simon, totally, I could see them killing Simon.
But that is in line with the Fear Street more than it is in line with the Goosebumps, right? Like, is it? There were murders, there were kids getting killed in Fear Street, so it makes sense. It was kind of cool.
She was so cool. I felt so bad. Fucking homeboy Josh was like getting it. And fucking Kate, honestly, the actress was really great. She was interesting. She was like outrageous just enough to be campy, but you were still on her side. Like, I was in it. And then the fucking Marcus.
Bread slicer?
A bread slicer.
It was a good kill too. Like, I did not expect that.
Kill.
Like, no. I feel like a lot of horror movies, you don't always get good kills. Right? Like, that's part of the fun. You gotta want to see
the whole movie you didn't until this point.
Yeah. That scene where Jason folds a bed in half and murders the person, that's crazy.
Iconic.
Yeah. But this was good. I liked it a lot.
It was great. It was just so weird that, like, usually when a movie is like this, they set up that this can happen throughout the whole movie, and the whole movie has kill counts and like creative murders, but literally no other murder was creative. Everyone else just got stabbed.
Yeah, exactly.
Until this moment, or was already dead when you found them.
Yep.
And then there was
shot
this
in the head or whatever.
graphic, fucking practical effects, fucking Kate's head, and when she was in there, like close, I was like, oh. I get it, guys. It's suspenseful. She might go in the front. Oh my god!
Yeah, it was intense. It was pretty good. There was also, like you mentioned earlier, that scene with the little boy. It's like a flashback, and he's just beating the shit up with like a pipe of his dead body. That was scary. That was genuinely scary.
He looks a little like that kid from Trick or Treat.
Yeah. But
Simon,
there was a lot of fun stuff. Yes.
Well, that's the thing. There wasn't enough fun stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, if this movie was gonna do this, then why didn't they do it for more?
Yeah,
it's a weird choice.
I'm interested to see the rest of them. Because the next one,
you can't be more R.
Yeah, that's true. Because
you're not gonna get NC-17. Whatever.
The next one is like inspired by Camp Crystal Lake, Jason. You know,
which I love.
I'm pretty excited for it. There could be more like crazy kills and stuff.
I hope so. Because I think that was one of the things that was lacking. It didn't lean in. That's what I was saying with I don't know who this movie was for. Because if this movie was for me, there would have been more of that.
Yeah.
But if this movie's for a 14-year-old, then you let Kate survive.
I guess so. Or you introduce them to the concept of mortality, and everyone dies, and it is what it is. And get over it, 14-year-old.
But that's not what that is. You know what I mean?
Get over yourself, kid. You're gonna die.
Oh my god! I need to put you as put a disclaimer at the beginning of this film. Buckle in, kids. Everything you knew about the world is wrong and going away.
I would show this to my kids still. That scene is pretty graphic, but I don't know, man. I can't imagine not going my whole life watching horror movies just because I have a kid. They're gonna see some stuff.
No, I get it. I just can't. Honestly, I'm still upset that Kate died.
I get that. It is upsetting. It shouldn't have happened, especially since Sam gets to live. Ugh.
Honestly, yeah. Sam should have died.
So then,
I would have been fine with Sam dying.
The kids die. Their plan doesn't work. She ends up. The main character ends up drowning Sam, and then that
which
works
is wild.
Gets rid of the monsters.
Talk about fucking trauma. That was also a great scene because like, Marcus, you love me a lot. We were in a horror movie and I needed you to kill me. I 100% believe that you would do it for me.
As long as I knew I could bring you back. Yeah,
sure. But the trauma you would have to deal with for having literally killed me, drowned me. Like, even someone with a cold heart like you would need a lot of fucking therapy to fucking deal with the fact that you literally drowned a man, your best friend, no less, right?
Nick, if you need me to drown you, I got you, buddy.
Oh, that's what I wanted to hear. That's
that what you wanted to hear from that?
That was yep.
No, I would have a hard time. I would have a hard time. I don't.
Of course, we all would.
It's a scary.
You would do it. No, you would 100% do it. You're a strong man. I believe in you. But it's traumatizing.
It's traumatizing.
And can we talk about the fact that fucking homegirl Dina?
Oh man, are you talking about her stabbing like 5 adrenaline needles into her heart and before even trying mouth to mouth?
CPR? What the
She
fuck
didn't even
was that?
fucking try once at all.
Lexi was so fucking mad. She was like, I knew what was happening. I was like, oh, she's like upset. She's doing it wrong. Lexi was like, that's not how you bring someone back who's drowning. She's like yelling at the screen. What are you doing? That's not good. I'm literally doing what she was doing. That doesn't work. It was wild. I've never seen her get that worked up.
That's so funny because I was like thinking the same. I was like, that's not how you do it. Like, at least try CPR. Like, even if you don't know it and you fail, like, at least you're taking the proper procedures.
100%. 100%. But Marcus was the exact same way. You were getting called out. You and Lexi, 2 peas in a pod. While Darren and I are sitting there silently judging you and agreeing like, yeah, baby.
100%.
That's right.
100%.
But yeah, but that whole grocery store scene, the whole thing, it was really nice. It was filmed great. The pacing felt nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, the trope of Josh happening just right before Josh got hit.
Yeah.
I was here for it. It worked. It worked well. And then you think you did it. And then we think the movie's over. And then we found out it's not.
You end up back at home. You got a cute little scene of them all hanging out together, talking about the future. The little kid, Josh, is back on the computer. It's cute. He's like, oh, you know what? I miss my friends.
Josh has the catharsis, of like, oh, the world's on the internet. Honestly, Josh was my MVP. He did a great job. That part is hard. Playing dopey, annoying kid, but still be endearing and be on your side.
It's very hard.
A lot of people who would do that and look at the pretty girl and be like, I don't know what to do. But the fucking scene where fucking Kate said, can you come in and watch my back? And he was all like, so being such a fucking gentleman and like not like looking.
What is
she's like, I need you to look at me. 100%.
Love it.
Why isn't he more traumatized that his fucking love of his life is fucking dead?
He might be.
He seemed fine.
He did seem fine.
He was eating pizza.
I had a problem too. He was chilling. They were all kind of chilling. And I was like, your friends died gruesomely.
Sam's boyfriend's dead. Their 2 best friends are dead.
Yeah.
Josh's love of his life is dead. They've seen murder after murder after murder. And homegirls are just making out and Josh is just on a message.
Yeah. Weird. Very, very weird.
Oh, do you have any theories of who Queen of the Night is? I just realized that's probably an important plot point for the next films, huh?
Imagine if it's the girl who survived.
Probably, right?
Like a grown-ass woman.
Like, who else could it be?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's important. Maybe it's the sheriff.
Oh, that would be weird. That'd be kind of gross. You're right that it does. I didn't even think of it. I was like, I was wondering who it might be, but then I thought it was probably the girl that he had a crush on. And it was like a cute little like, oh, she liked him before.
That's what I thought. I was hoping.
And then she died. And they continued talking. So I was like, oh, I don't know who the fuck it is now.
Yeah. Maybe it's a P.S. I love you situation where the mom continued to do it.
Oh no, that's sad.
Just like that movie, which is not romantic. It is sad. Guys, if you want to hear our P.S. I love you talk, go check that episode out. We have opinions.
Okay,
but yeah, Marcus, that's most of the film.
That's the movie.
Yeah.
Do you have anything for me? A challenge? I guess I have to ask.
You're supposed to ask me questions. I was like, I think you're looking at me like, Nick, you're forgetting something.
You're forgetting something. Nick, did you like this movie?
Yeah, I did. It was fun.
Oh,
it was a lot of fun.
What a surprise.
It was like the things that I had a problem with, I've said them all, but like I don't think I emphasized enough the things that I liked because there was just it was fun. The characters were interesting.
That's good.
There were good things going on. I enjoyed it.
Fuck yeah. Nick, would you recommend this movie?
Totally. To tons of people. Not to 13-year-olds like you. Not to 13-year-olds like you. But anybody that grew up in the era of the 90s, the nostalgia is not overplayed. It's just enough to be subtle with songs and things like that. And I think anybody that's ever read any Goosebumps or seen Are You Afraid of the Dark, any of that shit, it's like that, but more grown up. And I really enjoyed that. I really liked that aspect of it. Because I love things that scratch at an itch that we used to have and haven't been able to for years because now we're like fucking adults.
Yeah.
Because now if we go back, if we watch new Goosebumps stuff or new Are You Afraid of the Dark, we're like, wow, this sucks.
Yeah,
we can't do it. We can't go back. I'm sure you've tried. I'm sure you've tried.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. But this like it fulfilled that in a nice way. So I would recommend it to a lot of people, almost anybody.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, are you going to continue watching?
1,000%. I want to fucking find out what happened in the 70s or whatever.
Oh, shit.
I want to know what happens with the witch. I want to know what 17, 16, 16, whatever is going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know.
Yeah, I'm excited for the next one.
I need to know. A stranger like you.
Okay, Nick, now that was the episode. Those were my questions. And now it's time for you to give me your challenge for next week.
Marcus, I know you vaguely know what's coming, but let me set this up. Let me wet you palate. Let me wet the fans palate out there.
Wet
because, guys,
me down.
Now Try This is doing something we've never done together. We are trying something new. Next week, we're going to record at a different time. We're going to be live on Sunday instead of Thursday. But that's because Now Try This is trying out a guest.
Oh.
My dear friend Josh Lehman is going to be on the pod with us. And Marcus, him and you are both challenged to watch the new Lin-Manuel Miranda movie, In the Heights, baby.
Woo! In the Heights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested. Very interested. Mm-hmm. I've listened to the soundtrack a lot. Never saw it, so I'm excited to watch it.
I am so excited for you to see this film. It was so important to me. I cried so many times. It was so influential. And Josh has tons of experience with musicals and Broadway, so he's going to be able to bring a perspective that neither Marcus and I have to our talk of In the Heights. Please, guys, come out. We are going to be on that Sunday. Check out our socials for the exact time.
Yep.
Follow us everywhere at Now Try This Cast. You can stream us at twitch.tv/NowTryThisCast. Join the Patreon, join that community, and donate at patreon.com/NowTryThisCast. And leave us a 5-star review in iTunes. We're only 5 away from 100.
Yes. Do it,
Not
baby.
this upcoming Sunday. Next 25th. Sunday the 25th, yes.
Okay.
That will be our next streaming day.
Woo! We did it, guys! Thank you so much for joining us. We love you, and go out there and try some things.
Get together so they can try things. Young Politics Podcast so that you can try things. Now we will stop singing so that we can all now try this.
1994. We got the 1994. We got Sadie Sink with Kiana Madari. 1994. Kiara seemed familiar. What was she in? Let's see if I can find out. Nothing. I guess she just has one of those faces.